Hello all, welcome to softwaretestinghelp.com. Me Gayatri Subramaniam speaking about demystifying DevOps, and so far we have covered block 1 to block 4 of part 2 and currently in block 5. So as part of earlier videos of part 2, we have studied the key elements of DevOps practice, source control and version control, automation, and delivering small increments of value to customers. In this block, let's study about what is actually the collaboration between development and operations is all about. What is collaboration? While we defined DevOps earlier, we referred DevOps as nothing but collaboration between development and operations team, and collaboration is the DevOps mantra, and the title DevOps carries that. If I have to explain this via this diagram, basically, it is the DevOps wherein there's a collaboration that happens between development and then operations, and then collaboration is nothing but the mantra of the DevOps. So, if I have to say that, the title of DevOps has come by development collaborating with the operations team, and then operations collaborating with the development team, and both working together is DevOps. Hence the title DevOps. So let us understand what collaboration really means in the software development and DevOps context. I feel as soon as an organization says we are implementing DevOps, automatically the thinking of collaboration, which is attached to DevOps practice, kicks off in everyone's mind and makes them more focused and alert towards collaboration, and everyone starts feeling that they need to collaborate. That is the magic of collaboration. I'm going to explain a couple of instances where I've seen dev collaborating with ops and operations collaborating with the development team so that we will know what actually collaborate is in the DevOps context. This is the representation of the instance 1. There was an instance where there was some unknown problem in the installation script or configuration script. The ops team was finding a challenge in installing the software on a particular set of cluster in a particular geography. It was just throwing some unknown error and was a pure production problem, which was not happening in the development environment. And operations team really spent a lot of time in debugging the issue, thinking that it is something related to the setup and they need to resolve it themselves. The problem didn't get resolved for quite a long time. Knowing that there's a problem in the installation in one of the nodes, immediately dev team pitched in. Operations team did not seek any help. The two at odd hours since the zone was different. The development team took the control of the production side. Generally access to production will not be given to anyone. Ops just shares the error details or any other information the team needs for debugging purpose. But this situation called for giving access to one of the dev team member who dedicatedly spent few hours in analyzing the issue on the live and provided the immediate workaround. Hence the problem was resolved quickly. This is the instance of collaboration where dev team voluntarily owned the problem and helped ops team to resolve it. So this is a pure instance of collaboration. Similarly, another instance, let me show you that diagrammatically, which I've drawn. Another instance is that things were working pretty fine after the software upgrade in a particular site for few days. All of a sudden, the performance of the application started going low or slowing down. End users started facing a lot of issues and then severe transactional losses due to this slowdown. Lots of complaints started coming to the CSRs, customer service representatives, and they in turn started following up with the team on the issue. At this instance, immediately both operations and dev team together came forward with the information and the telemetry details provided by the operations team to the development team. They could debug the problem and identify that there was some problem in the load sharing aspect, and hence the performance was slow. So both the teams worked together to fix the problem and brought back the system to normalcy within few hours. So here both dev and ops together came forward and collaborated for solving the issue instead of dev saying it's operations problem and ops thinking that it's dev's problem and dev team needs to look at it and fix it. This is a clear instance of collaboration where everyone owns the issues instead of playing the blame game, irrespective of whose issue it was or wasting time in finding out whose issue it is, keeping in mind that end user is suffering and the issue needs to be fixed soon. So again here the issue need not be just from the production. It could be any simple in-house software development issue, as simple as day-to-day problems, or it could be a design issue or an architecture issue, or even a simple tool issue. Any issue related to the program or any issue which the team knows that is causing damage to the customer or slowing down the program needs to be owned by everyone instead of isolating the issue that it's a development problem or operations problem or testing problem, and contribute to get it addressed as fast as possible is a collaboration. So collaboration in the DevOps context is development and operations coming together and working together to solve the problem as early as possible, keeping customer focus in mind. Collaboration is both dev and ops owning what is happening in the live, monitoring and logging and performance checking, being on top to solve the issues that occurs especially in production in the interest of the end users. Or simply, I can say entire team working constantly together to solve the problem to achieve the program goals, keeping customer focus in mind is the collaboration. I repeat, entire team working constantly together to solve the problems to achieve the program goals, keeping customer focus in the mind is the collaboration. Then question arises, how do we develop this collaboration and when do we need to initiate the collaboration amongst the team who are sitting miles away from each other? Obviously, we know that both dev and ops cannot co-locate. Ops team needs to be closer to the working side or data centers and development team needs to be closer to the software development center. So how do we achieve the constant collaboration between both the teams? First of all, initiating DevOps collaboration right from the beginning of the project is very essential in the organization and the team. Team, I mean here, team members of the program. Practicing couple of things would help in bridging the gap between the teams and overcoming the constraint of virtual teams and helps in achieving the collaboration. So let's see which are those practices which helps in achieving the collaboration. Involve development in all the relevant meetings and discussions of operations, team, and vice versa. So, this not only brings them together but also helps in understanding each of their work area, their day to day problems, and how their work is impacting each other, and what are the critical things that each one should take care of to avoid the issues later, and hence brings them closer and initiates a comfortable discussion amongst each other every time. Before the introduction of the DevOps practice, dev team never used to care anything after delivering the software to operations. They used to be ignorant or never bothered about things like infrastructure, configurations, server setups, network configurations, monitoring live performances, etc. They used to think that all these activities are the responsibilities of the operations team, and dev team never used to know about it. Earlier, delivery for development team was meaning to be delivery to the operations team alone. But with the DevOps practice, delivery means to the production and not just to the operations. Similarly, ops never used to care about the code that the development team was producing. Any issue that they faced during software installation, functionality, or performance issues in the production, they simply used to pass the bug to the development team and ask them to fix and give it back. So, knowing each other's work and understanding their task and owning each other's problem throughout the cycle helps the team to solve the issues quickly, because they know where is the issue and what is happening in the program and what is causing the problem in the production, and hence can directly go and fix it without much difficulty. So collaboration means development team needs to understand infrastructure and configurations, and operations team needs to bother about the code quality, delivery, and timelines. Understanding the dependency on each other will help in speeding up the work and delivering it on time. Like during software installation, operations team depends on development team to resolve any issues related to installation. Similarly, while coding, development team depends on lot of preconditions that exist in live for the operations team to provide to take care during the coding process. Another example is test team depends on operations team to provide sample live data from the production for testing, environment configuration details to be set up in the development environment, etc. So both the team needs to collaborate each other and understand the dependency on each other and provide the data or the information on time without causing any delay, by keeping in mind about the time zone factor. Maintain transparency by adopting the DevOps practices like source control or version control, which enables the team to understand everything about the program and helps in avoiding any misunderstandings. So this is basically the maintaining the transparency within the team. Team members need not have to depend on any individual or any particular piece of information. Say someone wants to know the configuration setup at a particular node in the cluster, so they don't need to wait for the operations team to wake up and provide these details to them. Rather, they can go to version control tool and fetch this information and can complete their task without any delay. Learning from each other, especially from others' mistakes, is the greatest characteristic of collaboration, so that they don't repeat these mistakes done by someone else already. So, development is learning from the operations, and operations is learning from the development, be it a new technology, tool, or doing something in a simpler and a better way. When in both of them are on the same page, and hence they collaborate with each other by learning from each other. Operations always used to feel that dev team is very slow and they cannot deliver on time. Now that they are interacting with the development team on day-to-day basis, they understand what is causing the delay, be it less clarity in the requirements, design problem, coding problem, or any other tool problem. Even they are pitching in and providing their valuable suggestions to improve upon. Also, in case of any issues either from production or from the development side, DevOps introduces a culture of first fixing the problem than trying to find out who or which team has introduced this issue. And so everyone tries to focus on fixing the problem rather than wasting time in finding out who caused the problem. So stopping blaming and considering each one's issue as their own and coming forward to solve them together and supporting each other during their issues is again a collaboration. So I can say stopping blame gaming is a characteristic of collaboration once again. When everyone starts thinking commonly in the same direction, same mindset, and working on the same aspects and practices is again a collaboration. Like whenever some new feature is developed, everyone thinking on how to test this, how to deploy this, how to monitor this is a collaboration. So thinking commonly within the team is a characteristic of collaboration once again. Let us break now and understand little more about collaboration in our next video. Thanks for listening to me.